A family with 2 young children arrived at Sovereign Shores for a weekend, always dining at the hotel's restaurant. Upon closing the restaurant one night, a staff member found a small stuffed animal sitting on a seat. The employee immediately recognized who the toy animal belonged to, but realized it was too late to deliver the animal back to its rightful owner. Instead, the employees decided that they would take the animal on a little trip around the restaurant, taking photos to document the stuffed toy's experiences. The animal was seen cooking in the kitchen, dining at the table, and taking employee orders. The staff then decided to create a storyline and print all the photos to create a little book for the child who had left her stuffed animal behind. The next morning, when the family came down for breakfast in the restaurant, they were handed the picture book of the animal's adventures. The young girl was ecstatic with the photos, and both parents were over the moon that they hadn't lost the stuffed animal, but also appreciative of the effort the staff went to. They stated they would definitely be back next time again for their holiday. Sovereign Shores is more than just a hotel. It's an experience for all guests who create and share memories. Prior to the transfer of ownership in 2009, Sovereign Shores was a hotel in distress. The hotel had a minimal amount of cash in the bank, a well below average RevPAR, a despicable average GOPAR, and total annual income before taxes for the year ending December 2009 of minus $475,632. However, the business had potential. It required advanced strategies to transform the company. Over a duration of 5 years, the team at Sovereign Shores has worked extremely hard to transform the company to make it a top holiday destination on the Gold Coast. The hotel has managed to gain a resilient financial position, as it can be seen from the graph pictured. The hotel has close to $2 million in the bank account and has total net assets worth almost $14 million. Sovereign Shores has successfully paid off a large portion of the bank loan while managing to maintain a high annual revenue turnover. Sovereign Shores' financial success is due to the execution of strategic business schemes. Strategies used to achieve the hotel's current room occupancy and revenue consist of providing guests with 5% discount for staying more than 3 nights, adding new guest comfort facilities including concierge and room lounge services, increased complimentary and in-room entertainment options, installing quick check-in and check-out options, and advertising weekday rooms primarily during the first 2 years. This saw an increase of annual weekday room transit by 1,528 in the first 2 years alone, and an additional 12,399 within the following 3 years. These strategies were responsible for increasing the average room occupancy rate from 26.76% in 2009 to 58.92% in 2015, and increased the total annual room transit by 143.61%. Food and beverage strategies used to achieve the hotel's current financial position consisted of sourcing ingredients from better suppliers from January 2010, increasing price of meals on average by $4 due to increased expense of higher quality ingredients, frequent meal advertising during low seasons, liquor advertising across the local newspaper and radio, and increasing liquor prices on average by 82 cents during January 2010 and an additional 83 cents in April 2010. The results of these strategies provided successful with an annual food and beverage revenue increasing by 233.61%, which is close to $3 million, and liquor sales almost doubled by the end of 2014. Sovereign Shores didn't have conference room facilities in 2009, and this was a strategy implemented during the first month of new ownership. The cost to build the facilities were high in capital expenditure, which the hotel has recovered with close to an additional $300,000 in profit. However, during 2010, the hotel exceeded the overdraft limit, in which the hotel had to make major cutbacks on expenses, but at the same time still managed to successfully increase hotel revenue. From the implementation of these strategies discussed, over 5 years the hotel has managed to more than double the cash in account, more than double room revenue, nearly triple the annual revenue of the hotel, produce a GOPAR value 5 times its original value, and improve an annual income before tax of 553%. Current industry trends have assisted in shaping the landscape of the hotel industry and strategies used by Sovereign Shores. For example, 2 competing hotels in Surfers Paradise, Mantra Sun City and the Watermark, have introduced a tapas bar into the hotel restaurant to adapt to current Gold Coast dining trends that suggest 73% of people dine out at least once a week, with 50% of people eating at bars with tapas and share plates. Additionally, technology use in hotels has increased. For example, the use of a smartphone to check in at the Hilton. There are approximately 546,067 people living on the Gold Coast, with an approximated 7,819,000 international visitors each year. The hotel industry on the Gold Coast during 2014 had an average occupancy rate of 69.9%, 3.5 million overnight domestic visitors, an average RevPAR value of $113, an increase of 4% in the number of rooms sold, and a total of $707 million in hotel revenue. Over the last 5 years, Sovereign Shores has managed to grow and adapt to the industry environment. However, in order for the hotel to continue progressing, a 5-year growth strategy will be implemented. The proposed targets for the next 5 years are: increase the average monthly RevPAR closer to the Gold Coast hotel industry standards of $113, increase food and beverage revenue to $3 million each year, generate a high annual conference room weekend transit, increasing the current transit rate of 689 to 3,000, and attaining a total annual income before income tax each year of $3,500,000. In order to achieve the proposed targets and implement strategies, Sovereign Shores needs investment amounts totaling $3 million. The $3 million will be used to attain proposed targets and implement a number of strategies based on the top emerging trends. It is suggested that these trends impacting the hospitality industry include catering for millennials, increased technology use, and amplified sustainability practices. By 2020, millennials aged 18 to 30 are expected to make approximately 320 million international trips. With millennials making up close to half of hotel guests, alternate strategies are required to suit the needs of young travelers. Social media has played a major part for young travelers who are inclined to document their experiences. Hotels need to look at creating an ambience that young guests are going to want to share and inspire with those they connect with. To increase the average monthly RevPAR of Sovereign Shores from $56.45 to $113, the hotel plans to implement the following strategies: free and high-speed Wi-Fi throughout the entire hotel, new social rooms where weekly themed events are held, a millennial-style common room with a tech wall for charging and storing devices, a hotel app for services such as room service, and student discount rates. Technology is an emerging trend and has changed the needs of travelers. By 2016, the Hilton hopes to have a feature to allow all guests to enter their room by using their smartphone as a room key. Sovereign Shores has quick check-in and check-out services available through the use of a smart card swipe machine, but the hotel doesn't have up-to-date technology features. Strategies to ensure an increase in hotel revenue includes a hotel app allowing guests to have control over their experience by being able to check in and check out, use room keys, book accommodation, and enable room service. Increased power outlets for guest use and an engaging hotel website will also be implemented. Technology has disintegrated national borders to create a global village in which business practices become available in every corner of the world. Business travelers require the right equipment to perform their job. Sovereign Shores offers a range of business services for guests, including copy typing, faxing, and photocopying, but the hotel needs to integrate more technology features to achieve a higher annual conference room transit. Strategies to accomplish this include establishment of a business bar for business guests only, loaning guests technology devices such as tablets and laptops, modern workspace lobbies that provide tech walls and offer free coffee services, free happy hour drinks from 6 till 7 p.m. in the business bar, and remodeled conference rooms to design similar to offices within Google. The demand for greater corporate social responsibility is critical within the hotel sector. To help reduce the hotel's costs in the long run, Sovereign Shores needs to implement strategies that focus on environmental responsibility. This will be achieved by acquiring an ISO accreditation, installing lights that automatically switch off when guests leave their rooms, installing hotel shampoo and soap pumps into hotel rooms rather than using miniature disposable bottles, and installing flow control devices in bathrooms. Furthermore, the proposed target to increase food and beverage revenue to $3 million each year will be achieved through the implementation of tapas bars and a social media campaign where guests who post photos of their meals to social media channels featuring #SovereignShoresFood will go into the draw to win a prize. Each of these strategies are relevant to the overall growth strategy of the hotel, as they will not only help the intended proposed targets, but also increase overall annual income each year. Each of the proposed target and strategies identified must be measured. Each individual strategy has a specific measurement technique, but overall targets can succinctly be measured. The target to increase RevPAR can be measured by closely monitoring each month's RevPAR and the effect that implementing of each strategy has on the proposed target. To determine whether a high conference room transit has been achieved, Sovereign Shores must measure the success of the strategies in which the transit rate for annual and monthly conference rooms will be monitored. To determine the increase in food and beverage revenue, a comparison will be made to the previous year and monitored during the year to determine if the target of $3 million will be achievable. Finally, to determine whether an annual income total of $3.5 million is achieved each year, the strategies used to do this will be individually measured with the overall target kept in mind. In the establishment of the proposed strategy, risks have been identified. These include guests beyond the millennial age feeling out of place, the business bar may not increase conference room transit, loaning of high-tech devices could be damaged or stolen, guests may feel the hotel is greenwashing, use of technology could deteriorate customer service, integration of social media could cause negative portrayal of the hotel, and there could be a loss in revenue from construction changes. Contingencies for each risk have been detailed in a project management plan, but refer to ensuring customer service is maintained at a high rate, two-way communication is provided with all stakeholders, and social media is successfully monitored for feedback. The Gold Coast economy is strong but set to grow as the city is to host the 2018 Commonwealth Games, making the Gold Coast the perfect place to invest. The required $3 million of financial investment will be used to carry out short-term strategies that will ensure long-term growth. The current financial position of the hotel situates net assets at close to $14 million and total liabilities at just $1.5 million. This suggests that there is a little risk when investing in the hotel as the business is financially stable. In the year ending December 2014, the hotel retained 22% income of the year's annual revenue. Based on this figure, the strategy of Sovereign Shores is to grow annual income before tax by 20% each year. In return for investing in Sovereign Shores, investors will receive a return on investment of a fixed interest rate of 5% plus an additional 1% of annual income before tax each year. If the hotel grows as predicted by 20% each year, investors could receive a minimum additional amount of $192,216 from hotel income. At the end of the 5 years, the loan will be repaid in full value back to the investor, and to ensure this, 10% of the invested amount will be secured each year in a trust account. Investing in sovereign shores isn't just a smart money decision, it's a brilliant investment prospect. It is an opportunity to create more value for investors and additional value for guests and key stakeholders. Investing in sovereign shores will help the hotel's current and future financial position, but also support to create more memories and stories that can be shared across the world, such as the girl who thought she had lost her stuffed animal, only to discover her toy had been on a little hotel adventure. Investing furthers the lifestyle Sovereign Shores offers. All investments will assist in making Sovereign Shores one of the most sought-after and profitable hotels on the Gold Coast. By investing, you are not only helping the hotel, but you will be adding value to the economy, your own personal finances, increasing employment prospects, and generating future success stories of hotel guests.